What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Showtime is the Blaze of King with King's Critiques, and this is an interesting one. Normally, I would not go to watch something like this willingly, but I was reading the description of it because I was trying to find something rom-com related for the rest of February, because I only have the episode of Dan to Dan that's being uploaded today as I'm recording this, dating it, yes, but I'm literally uploading this tomorrow from recording this if plans go okay. And while I know Dan to Dan's not technically a rom com, it's more rom com than half of the other stuff I have. And there's like two different Yuri anime I have in my backlogs that also could be taken as romantic, but not quite. And this I looked into because initially I was like, what if I take something from left field that I don't normally watch and watch some more yaoi content? Because the only thing I have pertaining to that is Hikaru died, and that's not romantic either, because yes, it is incredibly gay, it is not romantic. But then I read more into it, and this is actually a cross-dressing straight romance show, so honestly, I'm here for it. And since we did literally just finish on words, since we literally just finished off my Dress Up Darling a few days ago, and I did kind of pitch a whole thing about Amane, and listen, I kind of ship Amane with the one college girl, not gonna lie. Well, they're both in college, but you know what I mean. So I feel like this could be fun. This could be interesting. Check the first episode or two out and upload it. See how I like it, see how y'all like it, and you can let me know in the comment section down below as I always ask. So, speaking of, usual caveat I give, since the old one is no longer pointless because everyone knows that YouTube's a dumbass with their AI garbage. If you're watching this on the red side, please do let the whole thing run along. Hit the like button, subscribe, and all that good stuff because it is highly appreciated and good for the algorithm. If you're watching on the orange side of things, I thank you for doing that as well because it's much appreciated for y'all to subscribe or follow, subscribe, whatever the term is over there, because it does help me out immensely, more than you could think, and more than the red platform over here does immediately. And if you're watching it on TikTok, well, that's a lot more work than even YouTube, so I just upload there for fun. Hopefully you guys enjoy the content, hit the like button, all that good stuff. That said, let's get into the first episode of In the Clear, Moonlit Dusk, which does honestly sound kind of like it could be a gay anime name, because, I mean, what about that jellyfish at night thing? That I still gotta watch too. I'll stop saying the word gay and get into the probably mostly not gay, but hey, we could have side characters that are. Okay, this is the anime I saw that little thing of the other, well, the past couple of weeks, honestly, to where the girls were complimenting him. And yeah, okay, now I get it. I do. I 100% understand. Okay, but really, if I hadn't told you what the premise of this anime was, you know, ignore your thought process on that, and, man or woman, yes, pretty, yeah, damn, immediately though. Like that's aura without needing aura. Yeah. Hey, wanna go ask him for his number? You think I should? Wait, isn't that a skirt? It's like, yes, it is. And I will raise 2 points specifically, three actually, about that thought process. Number one being I think I've mentioned before that yes, women should totally 100% do the whole thing of going to ask people for their number more, whether it be man or woman, because you run into the same problem we do. So, like, if you run up to somebody and they're not into women regardless of gender, well, doesn't matter. Yeah, it's rejection. It happens, but at least, like, in her case, she's probably pretty nice about it. Second point would be, well, actually similar to the first point of if you go up to somebody thinking it's a guy and it's a girl, but she's into girls, maybe that still leaves room for you. And my third point of, even if it was not a girl, guys can wear skirts. It's still strange even today sometimes, but hey, if it works, right? There are some times where it doesn't work, people who don't shave, then it looks kind of weird. Like, even before the whole big part of the LGBTQ stuff became rampant in society. So this one dude in the mall many times that, wore a skirt, fishnets, and that's fine, you're allowed to wear what you want. But when your leg hair is poking through those fishnets, kind of takes away a majority of the appeal. Just my opinion. And now for a fourth thing that has nothing to do with the topic of conversation, being the due to respect of the people who make the music, the artwork, and all of that kind of thing, since it seems like we're going into the intro bit, I'm going to mention the whole, for the first and last episode of a show, respectively, we show honor and respect when able to for the intro and outro of the show. So, at the very least, for this first episode, we are definitely watching the intro and outro. And if I'm here by the end, I will also be watching the outro. But that won't be for a couple of weeks at least. That said, let's check it out. Actually, I'm going to pause one more time before the intro. Like, that is the kind of female character that can properly represent the LGBTQ, in my opinion. Like, you look at characters like this. Characters like Akira from My Dress Up Darling. Characters like, the fuck's her name from Fate? No. The red-haired chick from Ilya. What the fuck was her name? I knew it several months ago when she released in Go, and now it's not coming to me. Hold on. Bazette. That was her name. Okay. I'm not cutting out that entire and because it came to me faster without me having to be silent. Bazette, yes. She is also a good representation of the LGBTQ, because she's, like, very pretty, very attractive in the feminine side, but then she's also very handsome, very masculine on, I guess the opposite of feminine would be masculine, wouldn't it? Point being, like, there is a look to these things, and it works sometimes. And then there's what media is doing to try and make it work, and like with a lot of other things, the Japanese just do it way better. Now, on to the intro. Really? Okay. This fucking guy. Oh no, it's that guy. That's her. Oh, yeah. Actually, it's kind of funny how, with this art, making her look more like a generic kind of rom-com character, like the dude from Takamine, which that also finished uploading over on the Patreon and the thing, so hey, if that kind of show interests you. And I have another thing in the works to upload on the Patreon side, which honestly, because catching up to that might only take me like 20 minutes, I might watch that after this, who knows, we'll see. Man, that cake's making me hungry. Like, I wouldn't eat it probably, but it looks so pretty. Okay, so we have our tomboy main character, and then already stating for best girl just based on looks. Sorry. Can't judge me. Intro's about to end, but I do just want to say the main male lead kind of reminds me of Slur, which, not like slur as in the bad thing that people say that has turned from like 10 words to 100 words, but slur as in the bad guy from Sakamoto Days, which that show is also going to be finished, but probably not until March, because I do want to base as much of Valentine's month around Valentine's as I can. Because if I tried to base it around the other thing February was featured for, I would be cancelled. And then a confession. However, it does not go how she thinks. Okay, but she does have some really pretty eyes. Like, who does it? This has to be someone that I know studio-wise very well. Like, I want to say probably Katakawa or something, honestly. To which, also, by the way, Katakawa, big thumbs up from me as far as being a company goes. They believe that animation studios should remain in Japan and nothing should change. Yeah, you kind of knew it had to be something like that, need I say it? Also, I editing me, I'm sorry, I know you hate this so very much, and I'd say this because editing me is gonna deal with this shit tomorrow or later today. I was right. Prince. The Prince role in anime when it comes to, yeah, not just things that can actually turn around and be straight unexpectedly like this, but the Yuri anime. I love that being a trope because it has worked in a couple of different things so far, and I love it. Because, again, I bring up Akira. Pretty sure her friends referred to her in similar fashion due to the way that she can cosplay. And, well, she gay, so it fits. Or Tina from Rock Lady, which I really did want to ram in as much Yuri stuff, even if it wasn't intentionally romantic for February, but I can't bring myself to do that, so we'll finish Rock Lady eventually, as well as all the other Yuri content I backed up. Maybe by the end of the year, or maybe I can at least spam upload the stuff in June for Pride Month, because at least that's not so bad. But anyway, back to the point of the Prince trope, love it. Like, specifically when it comes to the Yuri anime, but even in this case, it's not bad. Like, she fits. Yeah, yeah, okay, I get it. And came in first place. I'm 90% sure her voice actor was ironically also a character from one of the My Hero series. I could be wrong, but like, I feel like I've heard that hero before. I know that's like harder to point out for subs as opposed to dubs for voice actors, because that's also the difference. Dubbed anime, while it's very rare to find anything good, you can notice voice actors pretty easily 90% of the time because there's only like a handful of them or two. Subbed is different. There's a vast world of voice actors for subbed anime, and it's much harder to spot them. And if you can, obviously there's someone popular. Can't name them, but I definitely can spot it sometimes. Imagine being so hot you have to take a detour to avoid other people. She tries to take another path to avoid people and then does something kind and nice and Bishi vision. It's not Bishi because not boys love, but hey, listen. Yep. I was about to say, and they fall for her. And yes, they did. Then this motherfucker. You know the drill. Thumbnail. And frankly, it's valid. I think that's the first time she's actually been stunned by somebody's beauty. Because, like, from the look on her face, she was like, wait, that's the first time that's happened to me. What? Where am I? Yeah, honestly, from that comment to that, yeah, yeah. The one time having a masculine look kind of backfires on you, sweetheart. That's unfortunate. I mean, obviously, it's kind of like what the whole show is about, but damn, for that to be your first impression. He basically just insulted her. Like, the same way that all women have complimented her, he basically insulted her. She's like, you know what? Fuck you. And now he's like, I could swing that way if that's what he looks like. Oh, hey, Tale of Two Princes. Good song. Yeah, meanwhile, all of them are ogling him, and he's just distracted with her. Like, isn't that the dude I ran into earlier? Okay, listen, out of context questions are really probably not for the best, especially for lower years of high school. Because you hear something like that and you have every single head turning in your class to look at you. Exactly as I said, pretty much everybody looking at her. Yes, they are. And like, again, lowest common denominator, straight man. I'll admit he's pretty. And now they're going to break it to him that he is actually a she, and he's going to be like, oh, wait. I called her beautiful to her face. Yep, there it is. From being told that to the reaction. Yeah, and now he's realizing what happened earlier, and he's going to feel so bad about it. Which is kind of base, though. Oops. Now, did that put them in relief that they might have a chance with the other guy? Or did that put them at ease because then they can continue their headcanons? Also, I'm gonna be that asshole again and talk about like the differences between like what Americans do and what the Japanese do. See the girl to the left? I'm not gonna be overly mean, but I'm going to mention the difference. You know how a lot of games, TV shows, anime even, are trying to like fit in the larger, you know, persons as a whole, mostly women? That's the correct way to do it. If you want a larger person, if you want a bigger girl, that's acceptable. That is fine. That will not want people, or that'll not scare people away from your product. Like, you've probably seen all the stuff on Twitter about what, companies do to their video games and stuff, or how people mod video games and stuff. Listen, acceptance is fine. I'm a larger person. I get it. I'm okay with the larger people being accepted. But my God, some of the stuff they do is just terrifying, honestly. Like, I don't mean to be rude, I don't mean to be an asshole, but I will certainly call a spade for a spade. And, like, you look at people like her, or like, say, Choji from the original Naruto, those are good representation for larger people. You don't want somebody who looks like they've been on my 600 pound life, and, you know, acceptance is fine. But that's a lot. Okay, so I was kind of right on the fact that they're relieved that they're not together, because if they were, then they don't get a chance at either. I mean, maybe you are still considered a girl, and they're perfectly fine with that. Again, if it's set in the modern day, most of them might be bi anyway. You don't know. And now she's going to be the good person she is and try to help out. Yeah, and the white-haired dude pops in to try and buy some shit himself, and he's gonna help the situation. Yeah, definitely modern day. You see some shit going down and you record it. However, there's a difference between seeing people actually fighting it and just recording it, streaming it, or whatever, and stopping a fight from starting. Because, like, I will say on the end of, she could stand her ground, maybe get a hit or two in. Hell, maybe she'd be smart enough to just throw a quick, swift kick to the nuts. But, yeah, in a proper fight, she might not have done well against this, potentially already inebriated dude. I say potentially already inebriated, because, like, I mean, dude's probably gotta be drunk on something, even if it's just confidence. Which, that's probably one of the reasons that turning risen to such a meme word was a bad thing, because a lot of people let it get to their heads. But even he knew, dude's probably already kind of drunk. Please tell me he's, like, I will already love this if he just hits the dude right in the face. No, how is he a hoodlum? Like, no, a hoodlum does bad things, you know? A hoodlum is the type of person to, like, rob somewhere, light a business on fire, maybe both, and also pee in the potted plants on his way out for shits and giggles. That's a hoodlum. You know, people who cause destruction to private property. This dude, he's protecting two cute girls. That's all he's doing. So, who wants to bet that this is not going to go well for the drunk guy? Oh, okay, so I wasn't completely wrong. She knows how to do something. Even if it's just like a simple counter. Unless she's about to flip his ass on the ground, which would be even better. And now the white-haired guy's just standing there like, oh, I get it. And even the cashier's like, oh, I get it. She even dropped the little scan gun. Oh, hey, and the manager like, everyone shut the fuck up. What is happening? You, with the beanie, get the fuck out of here. And you two, pay for your shit and get out too. No, she's just gonna beat the shit out of the dude in the beanie herself. Alright. Like I said, he gets it. You know, you get the hottest actual guy in school to tell you that. Not a bad thing. Okay, now he looks like Aqua. Which I do need to get to Oshinoko Season 3. Probably should, like, order that shirt I want to order so I can have it on properly. Because, like, I've been trying to have shirts to match the product properly. Yeah, I know I'm wearing Attack on Titan and watching a rom-com eat my dick. It's just, like, things that got decided upon. Hey, wait! What? Sir! Wait, hold on. Yeah, she totally was not expecting that at all. And it's like, wait, what's going on? What? Hold on. Why am I off the ground? Yeah, nah, like, that thing you said a couple moments ago, I think you just did that to her, man. Yeah, first time getting treated like a proper woman, and all of that just welled up inside her at one time. It's like, kind of like how my anger works, or how my emotions work. You know, you bottle everything all up at one time, and then something happens, and just, I think something like that happened to her. You know, she spent so long being treated more like a man than a woman that the first time somebody treats her like a woman, she just done. But here's the thing. You should get your hopes up. Because you're, yeah, sure, mostly looking in the general masculine way of things. But again, you're still considerably a pretty woman as well. And, you know, as I continuously yelled at Renako and Watanabe, if you're attractive, you should always get your hopes up. Because sure, they'll get crushed sometimes, but less frequently than when you look like, well, I coined it before most other people started turning it into a meme, a fat fucking chud. Because the people who turned that into a meme, you can go fuck yourself, that was mine first. And? What's the problem with that? Actually, it's kind of funnier thinking that if they talk to each other and get along, that all the girls in the school will just be completely devastated. They can't have their, you know, potentially irrational thoughts. But again, most of them could be bi. It is modern day, who knows? Or their thoughts about him, and they just need to look around and find somebody who's almost as attractive as either of them and be like, we lost our princess, now we gotta find a jester. Also another potential thumbnail image, but I still think I'm going for the one earlier that screams that they're going to be a thing. Because obviously they're going to be a thing. And apparently he wants them to be a thing. There it is. I was waiting for some kind of crash out or questionable motion to be made. No. She's right. You do look like someone who would fuck with somebody on purpose. Like, that's kind of like hot guy mentality. And actually, that's hot people mentality. Doesn't matter if you're a guy, girl, or whatever the fuck you think is in between. That's just hot people mentality. Try and hit on somebody and then have it be a joke. However, that usually does not happen between two different hot people, so... Also on that topic, though, maybe not always 100% of the time true. I mean, look at the movie Tamara, which still one of the greatest movies to exist. Okay, I want to watch you forever sounds a little stalkery, dude. But again, we refer back to you looking kind of like Slur, so I guess that isn't in the realm of impossibilities. I hope she points out how bad that sounds. She gets it. He's also got a point about that, usually. Then again, a lot of content creators over the past, like, several years have had that exact thing happen, where someone would say, yeah, I've been following you, watching you. You don't know. You'll never know unless you find me. And it's like, oh, lovely. Damn, she just has nothing. She knows she wants to, but she's so put off by the way he just put that. Which, again, understandable. Well, in all fairness, good. Like, take it from the point of if you're a freshman in high school, I know Japanese grading does work slightly different, but it's still a similar case of you probably shouldn't have had a boyfriend already being a freshman in high school. Even if the equivalency of that is only like a year or two different from us. If you have a boyfriend in middle school, you're probably just like eating glue. Okay, that's a little young, but still, my point remains. You're too young in middle school to have any sort of significant other, which is a whole other topic that I could start going into. But since that topic has nothing to do with the show, I'm going to avoid it and just stick with the middle school, probably too young to have an actual relationship. Like, you can have someone you like, you can do things that kids do and, do that sort of experimenting. But the fact that the idea of relationships are getting younger might be the old man in me. But what the fuck, man? Remember when we could just be kids, enjoy life, not have this, that, or the other bullshit shoved at us? If we saw someone cute, we could be like, I like that girl, and or guy, and then just like be friends with them and exist, and then plan to meet them when you're a teenager, and then have your mother sleep through that, so you miss the chance to meet them at the mall, and then your relationship with them is ruined forever because they get another boyfriend, and then they talk too much about how much they had fun with them, and then you have to block them out of your lives because you're jealous, and that just hurts your life more. Oh, sorry. I went off on a whole personal conversation there. Point being, middle school, too young to have an actual relationship. High school, sure, fine, whatever, that's proper. So at this point, she's got the right idea going on. Okay, but of those 3 flashbacks she just had, only one of them was kind of obnoxious. Like, those 3 potential hentai people, complimented her. The first one complimented her. This one, though, this one's a real fucking asshole. Like, that statement is a dick move. Yeah, she's cute, whether it be from the feminine or masculine perspective. So it's kind of rude as hell to say that kind of thing. Like, shit, man. The other 2 were just like, yo, she's more handsome than me. That's still a compliment, even if handsome isn't the word to use for most women. It's still better than that, as if saying she's not cute at all, because handsome is basically a synonym for being cute. Therefore, the first person called her cute. This guy's a cuck. And then the other 3 were just like, yo, Prince, what's up? Which seems more complimentary. Sure, painting her in the more masculine fashion, but still more complimentary than this fucking cuck. Hey, yo! Her friend's coming up to her saying that. I mean, probably because he's an attractive guy and that's just kind of like what happens. Play the field and all that stuff. And at least for your one friend there, probably true. Then again, the other girl kind of reminds me of the chick who lost in Origeru. Still need to finish that show, too. Why am I not doing that instead of watching this? Oh, right, because it was another one of those, like, ugly-looking dudes basically gets a harem and then ends up with one of the girls. Which was literally the whole point in me starting this, because that's the exact kind of thing I was trying to avoid watching. Because there's so much of that kind of dreck. Whether it be an actual harem or something like that. To which, there's a huge rant about Kirito on that topic, but that can be saved for another day. Oh no. He came to find her, and now all the girls are losing their mind. And now all the girls in class are screaming about the fact he called her specifically. Damn. Even her friend in glasses is kind of squeezing her juice box super hard. Get out of here before we're looked at more. I think the fucked up thing is she did already turn him down for the offer to eat lunch together, and yet here she is, just so she could get rid of him. I think all things considering, yes, it would be more strange to eat sitting far apart. Because, it's literally just you 2. So if you went into a different building together to eat lunch, and then you're here and he's here, that'd be a little bit awkward. Okay, yeah, actually, since she just pointed out the fingers, I do have to ask, was the original source material written by somebody who's used to writing Bishi, and that's why this has the vibe it does? Because, it is a well-known fact that in anything gay-related, and yes, I'm putting it that way, whether it be on the female end or the male end, fingers are unnaturally long. Like, they don't call them yaoi hands for nothing. So, was this originally made by somebody who is more apt to make bishi manga? Because I could believe that, honestly. With the way she just pointed that out, I could believe it. Then again, if I see any of them offer their hand to the other like this, it was written by somebody who writes Yuri manga. Also, a canon fact. Yeah, I could see something at minimum like the Curry Prince rising up, which would be super fucking strange. Why do I doubt that expression on it? Yeah, okay, this was definitely done by somebody that either did Girls Love or Boys Love. Hell, maybe a co-op of both. Because look how he's raising his hand. The two fingers. I fucking called it! I love how he's imagining the packaging of something like that. And I can't tell if he's, like, impressed or if he's actually about to laugh, or at least hold his laughter as best as he can. Yep, there's the holding of laughter. Silverland, I knew it was a company I knew! Oh. I can already sense a lot of places that this show is going to go. And I was right that I did know the animation studio behind it. Because I thought it was Kadokawa, it's Silverlink. But I feel very strongly about Silverlink as a company as well. They do so many good things, and their animation is, well, quite obviously beautiful. So, yeah, alright, I definitely like this well enough that I'll continue it on for the time being. As long as they don't have some, like, drop and have some drama arc for more than 2 episodes. Because I really hate when drama and rom-coms happen for more than a couple of episodes, because it's just, like, wasting the time of good product to go all wah, wah, you know? Like, sometimes it does help the story, and other times it just, like, kills the vibe. Yeah, well, even with Watanabe, the, like, episode and a half that there was drama going on, it almost killed the vibe for me. But the way they just brought it back to such a good and perfect place, I'm so good, so but this, I'll say again, I do not like many straight rom-coms. That is the way I will put it, because that is how it is. I do not like many male and female focused rom-coms, because when it's male and female focused, 99% of the time there's also another 1, 2, maybe even 3 different females minimum that are also into the guy and all trying to interact with him, and he's just in love with the one, but, well, they gotta try and sway his mind. Or, like in Rent-a-Druck, it gets 5 seasons of garbage and he ends up with none of them. Like, shit. If they're gonna give something like that 5 seasons, at least turn it into, I don't know, proper age content. Yes, age stuff abiding, but sorry, Druck like that should just be turned into age content if you're gonna make so much of it, so it's at least entertaining. But that's that. This is this. And this, I already like how it starts. Maybe because, again, after Dress Up Darling, I've opened up my mind more to the potential of enjoying more things like this. But this definitely has a good vibe about it. Great animation, good levels of comedy. They have a great connection. There's probably going to be some kind of drama involving him at some point or another, but probably not till like episode 6 or 7. Episode 5 or 6. Yes, I do vehemently hate that meme just as much as a lot of other stupid things in recent history, to the point where even if I think I'm going to say those 2 numbers back to back, I hate myself so much. Because, again, there's a funny point, and then there's a you are not even trying point. But that's also another conversation completely. So I will wrap up here and say, I enjoyed this. The first episode was really good. The fact that I'm at over an hour of recording clearly shows how much I enjoyed this product, because I think I base how much I enjoy something, maybe not as a whole, but like per episode, by how long I take recording something. Because there are times I record something for more than an hour, and 90% of the time recently that I did that, it was either Dress Up Darling or Watanabe, which are two definitive of my favorite rom-coms. And yes, I know with how much I bitch about harems and it being direct, there's a difference with Watanabe. With Watanabe, Renako wants to be with all of them, whether on a friendship basis or otherwise. But with most harem anime, it's just, I am guy. I have girl I like. But these other girls like me. Who am I gonna choose? Or again, rental direct. Another topic. I'll stop on that. Because it's like so easy to just keep calling the same harem related garbage over and over again. But this is not that, again, unless one of the other girls starts hitting on him, which could happen. But I kind of feel like if this were one of those things, it might be a he's going to turn her down kind of thing. Weirdly, kind of like how I think that happened in Dress Up Darling, if I'm not wrong. Like, his friend from childhood came, caused drama, but then he basically told her to fuck off and the drama was gone. Don't know 100%, haven't read the manga yet. I might before season 3 drops, who knows? But again, that is that, this is this, and let me know your thoughts on that before I keep ranting on about the same old topics. Also, as per always, let me know about any other shows, movies, etc. I should check out this season, next season, or in general. Because by the end of the month, this series will not even be over, and it's only 6 episodes in thus far. Well, 5 episodes and 6 releasing later this week. So definitely let me know about something else I could check out that might already be finished, that maybe I can either do a scripted video of or something. Hit the like button, subscribe to the gaming channels, ring the bells, like Facebook, follow Twitter and Blue Sky to keep updated with things, TikTok, Patreon, where you get the full animated visuals and audio stuff I upload over here. And go follow on Twitch, subscribe for benefits, can do so Twitch Prime for free. I'm not streaming nearly as much as I should, but I really need to get started back into doing that because I said I was going to do it every day in January, and here we are the week and a half into February, so oops, I'll try to do better, hopefully, fingers crossed, but my purpose serving as a mod somewhere else kinda at least has reason, unlike me streaming. At least these videos do better than my other videos, but hey, if y'all can go check those other videos out. That all being said, though, it's been the Blazer King with King's Critiques. Now, ta-ta for now. Peace.